Hi, I'm Emily, and today we're talking about something that's often considered the villain of the insect world, terrorising our warm sunny days, our picnics and our late summer barbecues. That is of course the wasp. Now when I say wasp, you definitely have an image in your mind. You're thinking of the yellow and the black stripes. It's got 6 segments in its body and it's got that sting. But did you know that in the UK alone there are 9,000 different species of wasps? And only 250 of those even have a sting. They come in all sorts of shapes and colours. Some are even so small that you can't see them with the naked eye. So today we're going to learn a bit more about wasps, delve into their wonderful world and discover that they're not so scary after all. But firstly, what is the point of wasps? It's sadly a question I get asked a lot, but they are incredibly important. Number one, they are predators, so they help keep things in check. Everything in their food web is in balance. They eat spiders, they eat aphids, they eat caterpillars, things that would grow out of control, and they destroy your fruits and vegetables. So they're a gardener's best friend in the allotment. Number two, bees may get all the credit, but wasps are actually pollinators as well, and they're not as picky as bees, so often flowers that wouldn't get pollinated otherwise are pollinated by wasps. And number three, they are amazing architects. They provide these very detailed hexagonal nests that not only provide a home for them, but also other species can use them as well, including hoverflies, which also pollinate flowers. So now let's go into a bit more detail about the wasp that we do all commonly know. And in the UK, that is the common wasp. So from late spring mornings, you might see very large wasps emerging. And that is the queen. She is coming out of hibernation and she has a big mission at hand. She needs to build a whole colony and a whole nest. And that is her first purpose, is to find the best nest spot. When she does that, she then starts building the nest, and she does this by peeling off wood and mulching it together into this thin paper nest built up of all these different cells. So have a look at your shed or have a look at any benches and see if you can see any lines of white strips along them. And that is the wasp that has come along and it is peeling off this wood to build the cells. It then takes it back, builds one cell at a time, and then lots of cells around it, giving it the distinctive hexagonal shape. And once she's built maybe about 20 or 30 cells, she then lays an egg in each cell. It then hatches, it becomes larvae, she then feeds it, she's continuing to build the nest, making it bigger and bigger whilst feeding the larvae until they're fully developed. And then they cover up the cell, the larvae themselves, and then inside they fully develop until they're a wasp ready to emerge. And those are the adult worker wasps, which are actually all female. Now their job is to go out and to bring in all of the food and the nectar and everything that's needed to feed the next generation of larvae. So the queens just keep at it building it, and then more and more workers, when they become fully developed, are able to go out and help. And that is their sole purpose, is to go out and to feed, because they need to support the queen, because that means that genes are getting carried on and they need to support their queen. So it's these smaller wasps, they're normally about 10 to 12 millimeters long, that normally come into contact with your picnics, after your jam sandwiches and at your barbecues. And that is because it is their sole job to be feeding the young. They need to be going out there and they need to be getting as much food as possible. And can you blame them for a nice tasty bit of jam sandwich that's left around? Yeah, you've got to feel sorry for them though, because they actually only live for that year. So that is their one summer and they have to spend it all working as hard as they can for their mother. At the end of the summer, a new queen emerges, she mates with a drone and she goes off and finds a place to hibernate for the winter. And after she leaves, the rest of the colony dies. So it is just a one season thing and it's all relied on how many can be born that year. But sadly, some people do get stung every year. So what can you do to avoid getting stung? Well, they say there's 2 types of people normally when there's around wasps. There is the people who stay stock still, and there is the people who flap and swat like crazy. Which one do you think is right? It is number 1. So if there is a wasp around and you're scared or you want it to go away, just stay perfectly still and it won't perceive you as a threat, and then it will just carry on with its day. Other things they say are potentially to wear white. Apparently they can't see you as well. And also, if you're being around one and you're trying to take a photo or something, maybe try holding your breath. Apparently they don't like the smell of human breath. other than that, just go out and enjoy how beautiful wasps are. Let them be, let them carry on with their summer. You know they've got a lot of hard work to do.